School Board is called to order at 6:30 p.m. On Wednesday, July 12th, and a quorum is present. Welcome, everyone. Just a heads up, any item that will be voted on tonight has been posted on the CSD website. Thank you all for coming and giving your time and attention to the school district. The meeting agenda has been distributed in Board Book. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Hearing none, I'd go ahead and ask for a motion.
Motion to approve agenda?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. The agenda will run as stated. All right. Let's see what else we got here. We've got some oath of office to do.
We do. It's the new fiscal year. That means it is time for new board members. So congratulations to those of you who have been elected to service. Appreciate your dedication to the school district. So it's good to have continuity on the board, and it's good to have a returning board member back as well. So we'll go ahead. We have 5 to do, 3 of which are here tonight. So we'll do the other 2 at a future meeting. But we'll start with Chair Solowski. Chair Solowski, if it's on. Yeah. I'm good. Okay, thank you. Chair Solowski, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. Upon being duly sworn, I, Rose Solowski, will support the laws and the Constitution of the United States and the state of Oregon, and the policies of the Centennial School District. I will faithfully and impartially discharge the responsibilities of the office of school board member to the best of my abilities. Congratulations. All right, next up we have Vice Chair Pam Shields.
Now, short sentences and
I
hard sentences.
even put the hash marks here.
Because
I
I know
heard
I
from
can always
Director
follow
Stanley.
this stuff. It's like, oh my gosh. Thank you.
Please raise your right hand. Upon being duly sworn,
Upon being duly sworn,
I, Pam Shields,
I, Pam Shields,
will support the laws
will support the laws
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the state of Oregon,
and the state of Oregon,
and the policies of the Centennial School District.
and the policies of Centennial School District.
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the responsibilities
discharge the responsibilities
of the office of school board member
of the office of school board member
to the best of my abilities.
to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations and welcome back.
Thank you. Oh, we're doing this. Make sure. Oh, 3 clicks.
All right, last but not least, Keith Curry.
Same rules apply.
Welcome back. Thanks. All right, please raise your right hand. Upon being duly sworn, I, Keith Curry, will support the laws and the Constitution of the United States and the state of Oregon, and the policies of the Centennial School District. I will faithfully and impartially discharge the responsibilities of the office of school board member to the best of my abilities. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, superintendents, and welcome. We're really excited to be here and with this board. Next up, we've got some introduction of guests. I'd like to pass it over to Superintendent Owens.
All right, we've got two guests to share with you tonight. They're two administrators that we have hired for the school year and beyond, and so we're very fortunate to have each of them. Why don't we go ahead and call Kendra Hughes, if you wouldn't mind coming on up, and I'll give you an introduction here. It is my pleasure to share the selection of Kendra Hughes as the new Early Learning Administrator for the Centennial School District. This role will bring support to our early learning system to further prepare our youngest learners, as well as support Centennial's implementation of the newly developed Oregon Early Literacy Framework and the Centennial's new strategic plan goal of building a strong foundation in grades K through 3. Funding for this role will be supported through the Oregon Department of Education Jumpstart Kindergarten Grant. Kendra brings over 3 decades of experience in the field of pre-K to 20 education, as well as assisting social service and government agencies, schools, and districts. She has worked extensively in the area of equity and social justice to ensure all individuals are afforded a rich and meaningful level of service. Kendra most recently served as the Preschool Partnership Coordinator at Northwest Regional Education Service District in Hillsboro, Oregon. In this role, Kendra provided preschool partnership plan development and implementation, collaborated with community programs to provide developmentally and culturally appropriate family enrichment services, and facilitated the Early Intervention Advisory Council for Washington County. Bear with me, she has 3 decades of experience, so there's a bit to say here. Prior to her current role, Kendra served as a professional learning specialist with Northwest Regional ESD and an education equity services specialist for ODE. Kendra also worked in various capacities within Education Northwest, which is formerly known as Northwest Regional Education Laboratory, including a senior program advisor, equity advisor, and equity specialist from 1997 to 2008. Kendra has also served as a child development associate representative and coach from 98 to 2014, and the Council for Professional Recognition, formerly the Council of Early Childhood Professional Recognition in Washington, D.C., and Professional Development Manager for KinderCare Learning Center in both Montgomery, Alabama, and in Portland, Oregon. Kendra in Portland, serving as a family team specialist for Albina Head Start. Kendra holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in Human Services with an emphasis on children, youth, and families from University of Oregon, a Master's in Education with an emphasis in Administrative Leadership from Concordia University, and an administrator license from George Fox University. She is passionate about her career, her hobbies, friends, and family. Among her favorite places to travel is American Samoa for its people, culture, climate, and culinary scene. Kendra is an avid reader, and one of her favorite quotes by Alexander Den Heijer, a Dutch inspirational speaker, trainer, and consultant, reads, and I like this, "When a flower doesn't bloom, you fix the environment in which it grows, not the flower." I'm confident Kendra will bring a wealth of experience, knowledge, and leadership to the role of early learning administrator. As I read her resume, it sounds like she's going to bring quite a bit for our students, staff, families, and community. All right, did I leave anything for you?
You did not. That's
Check,
me.
if you wouldn't mind checking to see if that
It is.
is green.
It
Okay,
is,
perfect.
yeah. Good evening. He said everything. It's a pleasure to be here. As Superintendent Owens stated, I have an extensive career in equity, and I'm very student-focused, family-focused. It's my North Star, doing things for families and children. I've worked across the Pacific Islands, 4 Northwest states in the U.S., and now to bring my love for children and families to Centennial School District is a dream. So I am so excited to be here and just to work with the staff here. This is my 3rd day, and everyone has just been super welcoming and helpful, and it's been amazing. And it's only 12 minutes from my house. Not an hour and a half.
Wow.
In like Hillsboro was. So anyway, it's a pleasure to be here. Does anyone have any questions? Thank you. Thank you so much.
Just why Centennial? You saw the opening and you said, yeah.
I saw the opening, just my community. I've always worked in communities where I didn't live, So between Education Northwest, that was the, Oregon, Idaho, Washington, Alaska, Montana, and then all the islands in the Pacific. And then ODE, 197 school districts. Northwest Regional ESD, 20 school districts, now 1 in my community.
Yeah.
And I just want to work in my community. Yeah.
Well, we are so fortunate to have you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Delphin. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jose Delphin as the Director of Human Resources. Dr. Delphin is an educational leader with over 20 years of experience across many roles. Dr. Delphin succeeds Sam Breyer, who served in the role of Associate Director of Human Resources in an interim capacity in the 22-23 school year. Dr. Delphin brings extensive human resources experience to Centennial. From 2008 to 2022, Dr. Delphin was Associate Superintendent of Human Resources at Carson City School District, Nevada, where he provided oversight of risk management, health benefits, evaluations, personnel matters, recruitment, hiring, and retention efforts. Most recently, Dr. Delphin served as Superintendent of Los Alamos School District in New Mexico, where he led strategic improvement and collaborated with community partners to implement positive change for students in the district. Dr. Delphin began his educational career teaching courses such as interactive television at the community college level. Director Shields might like that. And visual arts and commercial design at the secondary level. He also served at Durango High School in Las Vegas, overseeing the network infrastructure design and management, hardware and software support, and internet and intranet services. Dr. Delphin served as a teacher on special assignment in human resources, where he provided technical support, co-developed application systems, supported e-learning and multimedia advertising, and was a member of the Secondary Visual Arts Task Force. He was assistant principal at high school level and principal at Dayton High School in Lyon County School District in Dayton, Nevada for 2 years. Dr. Delphin earned his Bachelor of Science in Education from University of Maryland, a Master's in Educational Leadership from University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and an educational doctoral degree in Educational Leadership from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating Dr. Delphin as Centennial School District's new Director of Human Resources.
Thank you so much, Superintendent Owens. Chair Solowski, I'll get used to names, sorry. Vice Chair Shields, directors, thank you so much. I am thrilled to be here. I was texting with my daughter today right before the meeting, and she goes, "Well, how's it going?" I replied to her, I said, "I think I found my tribe." So I really love the equity work that's been happening here in Centennial. That's what drew me here, besides the great food and weather. Also, I wanted you to know that, I've been looking in the Northwest for a while, so I finally made it. Lots of my mentors and fellow HR people have recommended the Northwest, especially Portland, to me over the years, and here I am. So thank you for having me. Thank you for hiring me. And I'm really grateful to be part of a great team here already. It's my second week, and I was kidding with Director Andrews that I had a full head of hair before I came here. No, that's not true. But yeah, it's been a pleasure to be here, and can't wait to make some contributions to students and staff here and the community.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. We're really looking forward to having you here, and we're definitely going to keep you busy.
And look at the smile of Dr. Casika's face.
I know.
You can already look at the impression you made.
It's a Filipino thing. If you look at my family, we all have like these smiles. It's unavoidable.
Great.
Great job on those hires. I look forward to seeing the cabinet continue to thrive under your leadership. Next up, we've got, let's see here, approval of minutes. The minutes draft has been distributed in board book. Are there any corrections or amendments to the minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes?
Oh, that's me. All those in favor, raise your hand. Say aye.
Aye.
Nay? Nope. The ayes have it. The minutes are filed as presented. Next on the docket is public forum. We've received no submissions for public forum this time. I encourage those in the public, if there's something they would like to have addressed at the board level, please go to the website and find that public forum link. Submit it. We'd love to hear from you. Next up, we'll move on to reports. And first up will be Superintendent Owens.
All right, good to see everyone this evening. Welcome to our new and returning board members for our first meeting for the school year, or for the fiscal year. I appreciate the opportunity to share this report with you. There is a lot happening. Summer learning is in full swing. This year's summer learning runs for 3 weeks from this last Monday, July 10th through Friday, July 28th. A summary of key information points about this year's summer program is as follows, and we'll have some subsequent slides here. But as you can see at the bottom of the screen, our summer learning program vision is cultivating joy, connection, and curiosity through well-rounded summer learning. We'll start with our elementary program, which is being held at Butler Creek Elementary, and it serves approximately 360 students from grades K through 4 from all of our elementary school buildings. The focus for the elementary program includes integrated hands-on STEM learning through Camp Invention, foundational reading and math practice, social emotional learning, sun enrichment learning, and recovery services for students who qualify receiving special education services. Our secondary programming for middle school is being held at Centennial Middle School and is serving approximately 100 5th through 7th grade students. As you can see on the screen here, the focus is integrated hands-on STEM learning through Camp Invention, foundational reading and math practice, social emotional learning, sun enrichment learning, recovery services for qualifying students receiving special ed services, and functional skills for qualifying students. Finally, we have high school programming, and there's a few things that we're doing at the high school level. The 9th grade Counts program serves approximately 60 8th grade students focusing on integrated learning experiences, and those culminate in a Friday field trip. There's a credit recovery program serving approximately 280 students. Additional programming includes functional skills for qualifying students. We also have Centennial Virtual Academy, which is hosting continuing initial credit courses for approximately 120 CVA students, as well as original credit courses for approximately 60 CHS and CVA students. There are many staff involved in making this programming happen, so I want to recognize them for their work in organizing, teaching, and supporting the operations for summer learning. We also have capital construction projects that are in full force. That includes bond, non-bond, and ESSER work. And kudos to Director Southerton, who's coordinating all of it. With students and staff largely out of most buildings, summer is prime time accessibility to make headway on intrusive construction projects. Bond projects include finishing our 4 new gymnasiums. You can see the one that you saw when you drove in this evening at Meadows here, and associated adjoining school projects such as finishing roofing repairs and security upgrades. Security improvements such as the additional bond projects we were able to fund despite a challenging construction environment, record inflation, supply chain issues, and after fulfilling all promises to voters and community members. Those projects include a new single occupancy restrooms, new single occupancy restrooms plural at CHS, cooling for the 20 classrooms in the 2-story addition at CMS, exterior lighting improvements across the district, additional Tier 2 roofing repairs at Butler Creek, Pleasant Valley, Centennial High School, Butler Creek boiler replacement, and Centennial High School intercom replacement. So lots happening on the bond front. Then we've got projects that are happening, non-bond and ESSER environmental safety projects, and you can see a screen capture from the field. You can see the turf has actually been laid down if you haven't been to the website lately. There's a lot that's progressing. They'll be starting on the track, I understand, in the next couple of days. So those projects include, as you're aware, and as you can see on the screen, the athletic facility phase 1, which is the all-weather field, the stadium seismic improvements and bus parking, There's also asbestos and lead paint abatement that's happening in the district. There is some work at the district office for workspaces for the early learning and other student programming staff, and then partial mechanical cooling that's happening in schools. While the construction does pose minor inconveniences in terms of accessibility and noise, I see it as short-term pain for long-term gain. And I'm excited to see and share with you the finished projects once they've been completed. As was referenced yesterday and today, we had our superintendent's cabinet retreat at Multnomah Education Service District. This was an opportunity to take stock of our team's functioning, to focus our collective energies on the implementation of our strategic plan for the next 4 years, focusing specifically on what we will do this next school year, and also to get to know one another better, both personally and professionally, including Dr. Delphin, who was able to jump right into our work. I'm excited to announce we have some new communication platforms. I see some hands rubbing together. The Centennial School District Communications and Instructional Technology Center departments will launch a new set of communication platforms for the students, parents, and community, which will include a new website and parent notification system that will roll over on July 15th to keep the Centennial community connected and informed. Our new platforms will be Parent Square for school and parent communication and Smart Sites for website management. According to our Chief Communications Officer, Chief Rosales Correa, who's heading this project and is doing so in a very aggressive timeline, so kudos to him. The project took collaborative work and dedication from both departments to ensure the transition process ran seamlessly and on time for the July 15th launch, and provides our parents and community the vital information they need. The work invested in these initiatives is key to meet the needs of our families who are dependent on getting district content from a dependable source, and we're excited to launch the new site. The new website will keep the current domain of www.csd28j.org, yet will provide a new look and feel with an easy to navigate menus and seamless transition of the school content. This redesign offers parents, students, and the Centennial community easy access to commonly used links such as registration, transportation, meals, and employment. Visitors also have access to the latest happenings, campus and district calendars, as well as an abundance of district and school information. District departments will begin training key campus communicators who will update their school and department pages for the upcoming year. Wouldn't be a superintendent's report without a strategic planning and equity audit update. Our strategic planning and equity audit implementation planning processes have been continuing this summer in preparation for the fall. I'll highlight a few items that have happened since our last board meeting. On the screen, you'll see photos from the School Improvement Equity Audit School Leadership Team work session. That was held on Tuesday, June 20th, the week after school was dismissed. Teams of staff from each school reviewed equity audit data, using it to begin drafting their school improvement plan. There were approximately 70 participants that were involved. Kudos to Assistant Superintendent Dr. Katsuda for her work with Performance Facts, Lauren Klafke, to coordinate this work session. We've also had 3 work sessions with department leaders throughout the district to develop department plans that are articulated with the district's strategic plan. This is a wide range of departments such as technology, transportation, dining services, maintenance, special education, curriculum, communications, etc. And then finally this morning, our cabinet met with Lauren Klafke to further articulate our discipline plan for implementation, which we plan to share with you in further detail at the board retreat in August. Last but not least, this Saturday, July 15th at 10 a.m. at Centennial High School, as you may have seen, we will host U.S. Senator Jeff Merkley for a town hall in the school's gym, where Senator Merkley will update constituents about his work in Washington, D.C., and answer questions and invite suggestions about how to tackle challenges facing Oregon and America. Kudos to Centennial High School Principal Marin Miller. There's been a lot of coordinating that's had to happen behind the scenes to make this happen, as well as Director Southerton, as far as making sure that we have an organized and safe event. Board members should have received information about the town hall, and I look forward to seeing some of you this weekend. So even though it's summer, there's a lot happening in the district. With that, I welcome any comments or questions that you have, and that concludes my superintendent's report.
Thank you very much, Superintendent Owens. At this point, I'll hold the floor open for questions. Vice Chair Shields.
Wait, I saw all the buses out and about for the summer programming, so I'm looking at Director Summit. But students from all of our district schools are being bused to the specific locations as they were listed there. So that must have been an interesting process of figuring all of that out. And how was your staff handling that?
Excellent question. Well, first of all, we have an amazing staff
Right.
who, often shows up with a can-do attitude and, is here to serve students. So hats off to that for sure. And thankfully, it's been an iterative process because we've had robust and enhanced summer school programming now for the third year. With the state of Oregon funding and our American High School and funding for these positions next year. So we pool bus sites. So Park Lane, for example, is a community site for the folks that would normally not be eligible for transportation that attend Park Lane and now are going to recruit for summer school programming. So every morning, you'll see families lined up there, and we have one pickup site there, and then we have other pickup sites in each school system. So,
Great.
it's fantastic. It's a wonderful opportunity for students and for families, so we're just really happy to do it. But yes, first and foremost, we have an amazing transportation team, IT team that's helped with all the registry, dining services, and of course, classified staff and licensed staff in the schools serving students. So,
Thank you. It was just all of a sudden there were buses everywhere. It was like, wait a minute, school.
I was getting chased down the hill with them this morning too. Right as I was going to work, I'm like, look at all
This
the
is so different,
buses.
it's
believe it
different.
or not, with all the planning, I kind of did a double take on Monday as well. I see the buses as they come in the morning. Oh, that's right, it's summer school. Great question. Happy to answer any others folks may have.
One more about the, when we have a meeting about what we could afford to do outside of what we originally decided with the bond, which is that list of additional bond projects. Are we within the budget that we have established for that?
Yes, absolutely. Great question. So, for those of you that may not recall, or for people that are seeing us. Oh, sorry. So as Superintendent Owen said, after completing all our bond promises to our community, completing all our projects, we had about $4 million in remaining bond proceeds that we could use for allowable uses in line with the voter-approved bond measure. And so we convened the group and we established priority items and a budget, and we are on track with that budget. So,
That's just such incredibly good news.
yeah, and again, we've had great partners there too. So I like to call out our staff that's done great work with summer school and putting up with bond projects, as Superintendent Owen says, short-term pain, hopefully, for long-term gain. But also we've had great partners with RNC Management, Emmerich Construction, and others to help us do fantastic projects for our students that will serve for many years to come, despite a challenging environment.
Good. And then I have one additional question on.
Hold on just one second. Does anyone else have any other questions before she goes again? Okay, go ahead.
Say that having been here previously when the bond was approved, we just started these projects, then the pandemic, and you coming on board very quickly, a lot being thrown at you, I think a round of applause is due for you for getting us to a point when so many other districts are in the red.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. A great team with me. Certainly not up here alone, but thank you for that recognition. Our team has worked really hard for our community and our staff.
This might be a question for Director Callahan. On the CBA, when the credits, students who are earning credits, we think often about recovery credits, but are students also able to work ahead? Like, I want to take some summer school classes, so I can be ahead of and get more credits?
Yeah.
I think I asked that last week.
Yeah, another good question. The slide that Superintendent Owen shared with the 60 students participating in original credits, that's what that is.
That's what that is.
Yep, that was my question. What's the difference between original and initial credits? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
And just a shout out for all the work on the district website and the communication. Communication continuously is one of the things that people point to as pain points, and I'm really excited to see this come to fruition. So great work. All right. We don't have anybody, no, okay. We had written to both OSEA and CEA, letting them know that because they're not on contract today, that they didn't have to come to this meeting. They didn't want to. I believe they're out doing other things. So we'll move on to confirmation items to be confirmed en masse. Can I get a motion to approve all the confirmation items?
Motion to approve confirmation items as listed.
Seconded?
Let's move to a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Moving right along, let's see old business. None. Man, this is great. We're gonna get right through all of this today. I'm like, all right, new business. Would you like to introduce the first item?
Yeah, we've got a string of new business items from our Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Katsuda. She is going to start us off with our Strategic Planning Implementation RFP, or Request for Proposal, which was put out on the street recently, and she will speak to us about the results of that RFP and the direction we're heading.
Yeah, thank you. So we recommend approval of the contract with Performance Fact, Inc. for facilitation of our strategic plan improvement services. They were the sole bidder for the RFP that was posted. They will be facilitating discipline implementation that will encompass the 5 components you see there on the board note. From the start of the year, there's a sequence of activities that we've already started working on, activities throughout the year, every month and every 6 to 12 weeks, and mid to end year activities that involve things like progress report to the community, et cetera. So again, administration recommends approval of this contract with Performance Fact.
Thank you very much. All right, so is there any questions, comments, things that folks want to know about? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the award of the strategic plan implementation service contract to Performance Fact Incorporated.
Seconded?
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it, the motion passes, and Performance Fact will be our strategic planning implementation partner.
Great, thank you.
As I've, oh yeah, clap is good, let's clap.
We're happy. We're very happy.
All right, we've mentioned that we need to get ahead of the ball on policies, and so Dr. Katsuda is helping us do that with a couple of policies she'll be sharing with us.
All right. So policy ACAR, it's up for its first read. I'll say one thing briefly. It's for the most part the same, except for the adjustment of the step 3 appeal decision timeline, moving from 10 to 30 days of receipt of appeal by the board. So just want to open it up for any comments and questions. And
I liked that extension because it feels so rushed when we need to review something within 10 days.
Mhm.
And so when I saw that, I thought, yeah, this is, hopefully it doesn't harm anyone's rights, but I think that it helps us
Mhm.
really be able to deal with those things.
Question. We don't have, we do have specific timelines in our contracts, so nothing of this violates that in any way, is that correct? In terms of timelines?
that is correct.
Perfect,
Mhm.
thank you.
Anything else jumping out at folks? Do we feel like we're ready to go ahead and take a vote? Okay. Then I'd love to hear a motion.
I move that we approve policy ACAR discrimination complaint procedures.
Second.
All those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it, the motion passes, and ACAR discrimination complete procedures is adopted.
Excellent. So the next policy is JFCFAR on hazing, harassment, intimidation, menacing, bullying, cyberbullying, teen dating violence, domestic violence complaint procedures for students. Again, this policy is not notably changed. There is one adjustment, changing complaint in the policy, that actual term to the term report. And then again, the timeline by which the board shall provide a written decision to the person making a complaint has been extended as well from 10 to 30 days. So those are the two adjustments.
Great. Any questions, thoughts?
Just clarify if the gray area is new.
Is the gray area new?
Yes,
That's right.
yes.
Motion to approve the policy.
Second.
All those in favor, raise your hand and say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent. The motion passes. Policy JFCFAR is adopted. Fantastic. Thank you. We're going to have a record board meeting tonight, I'm pretty sure.
Possibly had that.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, sorry. Future agenda items.
All
What's
right.
coming up for folks?
I'll say the one thing that I've got, which is we've got our board retreat coming up on August 2nd. A few of the items that we have for that agenda, just so you're aware, are team building activity, which I know Chair Solowski's all over. We've got our strategic planning implementation and equity audit follow-up, so we'll have Lauren Klafke attending for a portion of that. I'll introduce what I see to be the work plan priorities for the 23-24 school year. We'll also be looking at reintroducing board reports to the board from the school level and then also from other partnerships. And so we'll talk through some structure that Chair Solowski and I will develop for the board's review. And then we will also look at board committee representation assignments as applicable.
And have a board officer election.
And have a board officer election. You got it. Yep.
Is there a way that we can get any of those documents around equity, strategic planning before we show up there so that we've all had time to like read it?
That's good. Yes, I will be meeting with Lauren
Great.
in advance. The sequence was going to be for you and I to discuss when we meet to go over the, you don't know this yet, so.
Okay, good.
To go through the structure for board reports.
Okay.
To also talk about what exactly we might like to see during that time.
Great.
And then I'll meet with Lauren, and then after I meet with Lauren, I'll
Perfect.
provide the resources to the board in advance.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
David?
I'll just say, if we could spend just a little tiny portion, or just a related part of that, some visioning for the future as we come up on a new possible bond measure, as this one expires, and just kind of some like, long-term visioning of what we really love to see,
Mhm.
and, that gap between what we can get and what we really love to reach for.
Yeah, I love that.
Committee assignments, if, we were asking about getting things early on, was that in your list of getting things early on? It's like, I think last time in our retreat, we had committees, but we didn't always know what we were committing ourselves to.
Mm-hmm.
So if we could have maybe a list, I know things come up and we volunteer ourselves for things, but if we could have a list of things that you believe are going to be coming up as committee assignments, and what looks new under strategic planning?
Yeah.
And implementation, the committee structure, how does that look, and what do you see us as board members participating in?
Great. Please.
I saw the OSBA report today on the recovery gap for students. I was wondering, do we have metrics for our students? The OSBA had a release today that the recovery gap for, I think it was mostly upper, high school students, but it's actually across all grades is actually getting worse, not better in Oregon. So I was wondering if we as a district have metrics in place to track that and something that can be reported to the board you know, at each meeting so we can kind of keep an eye on how our students are doing.
Director Callahan, do you want to step up for a minute? What I will say before she responds is that as a part of our strategic planning process, we will have equity metrics that are built in and will be reported regularly to the board. That doesn't necessarily maybe address what you're talking about with the unfinished learning
Yeah,
gap.
I just think it's, you know, it's important for us to know our students are doing, because it's easy to look at that report and see that, you know, but, you know, we're, as we get farther and farther away from the pandemic, you know, we should start seeing some good numbers, and it doesn't look like that's the case, so.
We're actually in the process of identifying specific measure, or we have the measures, but quantifiably what we're looking
Right.
for in terms of goals, and that falls under the longitudinal performance growth targets that the state is asking us to do. And so I imagine, though I haven't seen that notice from OSBA, I imagine that it's aligned with those measures and goals.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I just wanted to keep an eye on that as we go forward through the summer, because once the school starts, it gets a little hectic trying to get that kind of stuff from staff, because you guys are busy enough.
And those are really a subset of the strategic plan. And so the strategic plan goals that we'll have, will be monitoring throughout the year. And the hope is that on that back end, at the end of the year, that we would see the state reported goals go up as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any anything else coming up? Announcements? Great.
We had a short meeting, so I got a long list.
All right.
So please bear with me.
One of those.
So Roseway Initiative, and again, sorry that these are kind of slanted towards the Centennial Portland neighborhood, but that's where I live, and that's where I got stuff. Roseway Initiative on like 146th and Stark. They have Saturday celebrations coming up, July 29th and August 26th. July 29th, St. Timothy's is having their summer celebration. That's 145th and Powell. On August 1st, we have National Night Out. So there will be block parties out. So look for block parties, and also, you know, be careful when you're out driving that night. August 3rd, Thursday, my organization, Centennial Community Association, will be putting on a community event in Rutherford Park, next to Rutherford School. September 3rd, there is a Peace and Unity Festival, and that is at the center, powered by youth, on 162nd and Stark. And on September 16th, there's the Festival of Nations, which is, I believe, 152nd and Division by the Planned Parenthood. So I think that was all.
Great. If you want to share any of those with me, I can add them in my Friday email that I'll send with the board report.
I'll send the list.
Excellent. I had one other date as you were talking that I wanted to bring forward. Yes. So we've got, there's been a lot done on participatory budgeting with youth in the communities. And they've come to the final voting event, and that is going to be July 15th from 2 to 6 at Nadaka Nature Park in Gresham. Youth Voice, Youth Vote, Participatory Budgeting. It's something that I've been involved in a little bit, but came from Erica, our previous board member, and so I just wanted to share that. It's going to be open to the entire community, and then youth in the community are allowed to vote on some of the stuff. So,
And I have one other announcement. As a lot of you may or may not know, Portland is redoing their charter, and so we're coming up on the end of the public input period. So they'll actually be voting on the maps in August. And as we know, as a district that straddles Portland and Gresham, you know, I would encourage you to take a look at those maps and weigh in and see if there's mostly the biggest difference is whether those points where we're at cross over the Willamette River, which I think is important to have that, because historically we haven't, and so therefore we've sort of been relegated, well, that's just part of Gresham. And so this is a really important, if you live in this area and you vote in this area, Portland, it's a really important time to get involved. Look at those maps, ask questions, and, you know, if you see, I already found some irregularities that I sent to the comms director in Portland. So yeah, it's a great time to get involved because this doesn't happen, and it will decide, you know, resources, money, funding, after-school programs that the city wants to be involved with. So it's a great time to get involved and take a look at those and get involved. It
Appreciate
doesn't
that.
happen all the time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other announcements? Open it to the cabinet for any announcements you guys have.
Is Maren okay?
You doing all right?
I am doing better, healing.
Good.
He's actually better than he was because he's been injured for some time, so this is improvement.
Did you have a hard cast on for a while?
I'm now always soft cast.
Okay.
Yep, I took students up to sledding in February and was taken out by a shot. So.
Oh, no. You wore it well all spring. Uh-huh. Workman's comp. Okay. All right.
Oh, no.
If there are no objections, we will now adjourn the meeting.
Director's cringing.
No objection.
Meeting's adjourned, 7:16 PM.